This happened on the last day of my senior year, and even now, I still can't explain what really happened that night. I went to a small high school in a quiet suburban area of Ohio. Everyone knew everyone, and by graduation week, it felt like we were all just counting down the hours to freedom. That Friday night, a few of us decided to sneak back into the school after dark. It was supposed to be a last laugh before we all went our separate ways, one last memory before everything changed. There were 6 of us, me, my best friend Jordan, a couple of girls from our class, and 2 guys from the football team. We weren't troublemakers or anything. We just thought it would be funny to wander the empty halls, maybe write our names on the chalkboards, or take a few pictures in the dark for laughs. The school was supposed to be locked, but the janitors were still around earlier that evening cleaning up after the graduation ceremony. One of the side doors by the gym never really latched right, and sure enough, when we tried it around 11 p.m., it clicked open like it always did. The first thing that hit me when we stepped inside was how dead quiet it was. In the day, our school was loud, people talking, lockers slamming, sneakers squeaking on the tile. But now, our footsteps echoed down the halls like we were walking through a tunnel. Even the air felt heavy, like the building itself was asleep. We used the flashlights on our phones, joking and whispering, sneaking around corners like we were in a movie. Someone suggested going to the 3rd floor, the one that had been closed for almost a year because of maintenance issues. The rumor was that a pipe burst up there, but some kids swore it had more to do with what happened the year before. A senior had gone missing right before graduation. His name was Dylan. He was quiet, one of those kids who always sat in the back, never talked much. People said he stayed after school a lot because he didn't want to go home. Then one night, he just never left. They searched the building and the woods behind it for weeks, but they never found him. Jordan laughed it off when someone brought him up, saying, "Dude, he probably just ran away." But when we reached the door to the 3rd floor, I remember how the temperature dropped instantly. I could see my breath in the beam of my phone light. The door was supposed to be locked, but the handle turned easily. The hinges creaked like they hadn't been moved in months. That floor was darker than the rest of the building. Every light fixture we passed was dead. The air smelled like mildew and old paper. Rows of lockers lined the walls, and every sound, every little click or shuffle, felt like it was coming from too close. We walked slowly, just shining our phones ahead. Someone said they thought they saw movement at the end of the hall, but we all laughed it off until we heard it, footsteps. Light, deliberate footsteps coming from the far end of the hallway. We froze. "Who's there?" Jordan called out. "Nothing." We listened again, and the sound stopped. I told myself it was just the building settling, or maybe one of the others messing with us. But when we reached the corner near the science lab, I swear I saw a shadow move across the floor, not fast, just a slow, steady movement, like someone was walking just out of view. "Let's go," one of the girls whispered, her voice shaking. But Jordan, being who he was, wanted to prove we were all overreacting. He walked ahead, shining his light around, calling out, "Dylan, you up here, man?" We all groaned, telling him to stop, but then he froze. His phone light pointed toward a locker, one that was slightly open. It shouldn't have been. All the lockers up there had been emptied months ago. He called us over, saying there was something inside. I didn't want to look, but when we got closer, I saw it too, a jacket hanging inside. It looked like one of those old Letterman jackets our school used to give out. The patch on it said, "Dylan." At first, I thought it was a prank, like someone put it there on purpose. But the fabric was damp, like it had been sitting in there for a long time. And that smell, it wasn't mildew anymore. It smelled like something rotten. We started backing away when we heard the footsteps again, this time faster, closer. Jordan whispered, "Run." We didn't argue. We bolted down the hall, back toward the stairs. The whole time, I could hear something behind us, not footsteps now, but dragging. Like someone was pulling their feet along the tile. When we hit the stairwell door, it slammed shut before we reached it. Hard. We all screamed. Jordan threw his shoulder against it, but it wouldn't budge. Then, through the little window in the door, I saw something. A face. Just for a second. It was pale, eyes wide open, mouth slightly parted like it was trying to say something but couldn't. Then it was gone. The door suddenly gave way, and we stumbled down the stairs. We didn't stop running until we were out the side door, gasping in the night air. We all stood there in silence for a while, shaking. Nobody said anything. The next day, the school was locked up again, and we never told anyone what happened. We didn't want to get in trouble for breaking in. But about a week later, my mom showed me a local news article. They were finally doing renovations on the 3rd floor, and during the cleanup, they found something in one of the walls. A shoe. It was a worn-out sneaker with initials written inside, DM. Dylan Mitchell. They never said anything about finding a body. But sometimes, when I think back to that night, I can still hear those slow footsteps behind us. And every now and then, when I drive past the old building at night, I see a light flicker in the 3rd floor window, even though that part of the school's been sealed off for years. I tell myself it's just my imagination. But deep down, I don't think Dylan ever really left that school. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to Mr. Nightbound.